Ms. Heba, if you could kindly change to the title slide, thank you.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Educational Webinar Jam. Today's session is facilitated by Ms. Heba. It is our honor to have her on our platform today. She has extensive experience in teaching English, and her slogan is, "Language is the greatest weapon man can possess." She thinks it's the key to unlock any closed doors, and I cannot agree more. She's eager to educate the world and believe that language is an invaluable treasure. Welcome, Ms. Hiba. Thank you so much for presenting at our platform today.
Please let. Pleasure.
Thank you. Please keep your mics off and your cameras off throughout the webinar. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the webinar where you will get a chance to speak to Ms. Heba, but you can use your chat box at different points where Ms. Heba has any activities for you. So thank you so much. Without further ado, Ms. Heba, the floor is all yours.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Let's start. First of all, our topic today is motivation. So, first of all, can you learn anything without motivation? Can anybody answer this question?
You can use your chat box to reply to this question, please. And I can read it out for Ms. Heba. If you could kindly repeat the question, Ms. Heba, I think, then
yes.
Right there, yeah.
Okay, can you learn anything without motivation? So I need you to justify your answer. If yes, you will justify your answer. If no, you will say why. Okay? Give me the reason for your answer.
We have one answer by Anpura. She says we need external motivation, I guess, external to.
Yes. What is the reason for that?
Anybody else? No, I think this Miss only Anpura. No, we cannot. We need a constant push to do that. We need to feel enthusiastic.
Yes, perfect. This is a good answer. Thank you so much. Okay, let's start. Our topic today is about motivation, how to motivate learners. Motivation is a key element that has a great impact on the learning process. Learning is an active process that has specific requirements that make it a successful one. In order for the learners to achieve their goals, there should be a kind of motivation that encourages them to learn and make them feel interested and willing to study. This kind of motivation is achieved by the teacher who has a passion for his work and capable of encouraging his students to learn and study. Moreover, the student should be eager to learn because if he studies passively and feels bored while learning, he will not be able to reach what he aspires. To sum up, motivation is the secret of success and development in the learning process. Therefore, be motivated. What is motivation? This is the definition of motivation. According to Oxford Learners Dictionaries, motivation has two different definitions. The first one, the reason why somebody does something or behaves in a particular way. So, motivation behind something. So, for example, what is the motivation behind the sudden change? Motivation for doing something, for example, most people said that the pay was their main motivation for working. The second definition, The feeling of wanting to do something, especially something that involves hard work and effort. He is intelligent enough because he has this kind of motivation. So let's take a look at this image. So this is the importance of motivation. If you have any idea, this idea will make you reach your goal, and the secret behind this is motivation. So if you have this idea and you have an attitude, you have this kind of motivation inside you, you perform well, you exert an effort, definitely you will reach your goal and reach success. This is an image for students who are motivated. They are participating inside the class. They are raising their hands, and the teacher is engaging them inside the classroom. This is a typical classroom in which the students are involved in everything. So now let's take a look at the importance of motivation. Imagine that you're learning to swim. You go to the swimming training every Monday. Can you continue your training and be a good swimmer without having a goal or a reason for that? Now I'll give you 2 minutes to think of your response, and then I need somebody to give me an answer for this. Okay?
Please use your chat box to reply to this question. And anybody would like to reply to this question? Can you continue your training and be a good swimmer without having a goal or reason for that?
Yes. Shall I repeat the question again for you?
No, we have some answers, Miss Heba. We have no, as I might not know the purpose for going to such trainings.
Yes.
And some said, surely not. We either learn swimming to be fit or to be a professional swimmer. At the end, we must have a specific goal. So there are more no's.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Motivation is very important, by the way. You should have a reason for everything. Yes, good answers. Yes, really perfect. Okay. Any more answers for that question?
No, so far these three, please.
Okay. So now we will look at the linkage between motivation and learning. Generally speaking, learning any new skill or any new language or even learning anything requires having a target. So when you start your learning process and you have an aim to achieve, learning becomes an enjoyable process and you'll make your best to reach that aim and be successful. Even if you fail in fulfilling what you aspire, you will not be disappointed and you will try several times until you succeed. So having this kind of motivation inside you will give you a kind of energy and will act as a kind of push for you so you will reach your goal. Now it's time to watch a video. Now you will watch a video about student motivation. Yes?
you could kindly increase the volume of the video. Thank you.
What?
The volume of the video. We can't hear the video clearly.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
By the way, it is, it is the maximum volume, so how can I?
It's okay. We will try to read.
It is 100%.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Is the voice so low or?
Yes, the video's voice is good.
But it is 100%. How?
It's okay. It's okay. You can play and go ahead, please.
Yes. Okay.
Ms. Hiba, you can also share the link of this video in the chat box if you can.
Yes. What do you need again, please?
The link of this video in the chat box.
So, yes. How can I open the chat box from here? Because
You have to come out of the presentation mode to
yes.
see the chat box. Now you can see the chat box on the side.
No. Yes. Let me. Yes. This is the chat box.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So I will put the link for that video.
Please.
Yes. Okay. Yes. A moment, please.
Thank you. Thank you. So you can go back to your presentation and on the presentation mode again. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I will stop it from the presentation and you can see it now on YouTube, right? Hello?
You can continue your presentation, Ms. Hiba. Attendees can use this link to watch on their own time.
Yes. So they
Thank
will
you.
not watch it now?
No.
Okay.
Sorry for the time constraints. We have to continue the webinar.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Never mind. Thank you. Okay. Yes, now we will discuss the different types of motivation. We have two different types of motivation inside the classroom: intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. So, what are the differences between these two types of motivation? Let's see. So, what is intrinsic motivation? Intrinsic motivation is doing something for the sake of personal satisfaction. The primary motivator is internal. That's to say, you don't expect to get anything in return. You are intrinsically motivated when you do something simply because it makes you feel good, is personally challenging, and or leads to a sense of accomplishment. For example, a student may be intrinsically motivated to read because it satisfies their curiosity about the world and brings them a sense of calm. Intrinsic motivation is doing something just because. So, intrinsic motivation means that you have an internal reason. You have a reason, and this reason comes from within, from you. So it is your reason. It is inside you. This is your target to do something, not from external stimulus. Okay. So this is an image for a student. This student is getting a reward from his teacher, which enhances his intrinsic motivation. So now let's move to the second type of motivation, which is extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is doing something to earn a reward or to avoid a punishment. The primary motivator is external. That's to say, you expect to get something for completing a certain task, or you want to avoid the consequence for not doing something. For example, a student studies for a test because they want to earn a good grade, or they mind their behavior because they don't want to lose their recess. Students choose behaviors not because they enjoy them or find them satisfying, but in order to get something in return or avoid an adverse outcome. So this kind of motivation comes from outside. This is called extrinsic or external. So the reason here is outside the person. So in order to get a high mark or something, the student studies well to reach his goal and get a good grade. This is extrinsic motivation. So here we have the two different types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. I have a question for you now. Which type of these motivation is better than the other? Intrinsic or extrinsic motivation? I need you to answer this question and give me a reason. So you will justify your answer. If it is intrinsic motivation, you will tell me why. If it is extrinsic motivation, you will tell me why. Take 2 minutes now to prepare your replies, and I'm ready for you.
Again, you can use your chat box to reply to this question. So we have an answer saying intrinsic because it comes from the person himself. Someone is saying we need both types.
Yes. What are the reason? We need both types. What are the reason behind that?
Intrinsic because learners is always motivated to learn.
Yes. And extrinsic? Yes. Why combination of both types will be better for you?
So, Mr. Abdul Razak, do you want to elaborate on your answer?
Yes.
Because we need to satisfy ourselves, at the same time we need to get some rewards.
Yeah, that's right. But by the way, a combination of both will be the best for you. So, good answers, yes. Good job. So now, which is the best for you? No doubt, both types of motivation are very crucial for the success of the learning process. They complete each other. If the student has the desire to learn and has a goal to achieve, and the teacher motivates him by every means, the student will likely succeed. Also, the teacher plays a key role in enhancing and boosting the learning process and making it a successful one. He can use both verbal and non-verbal methods in order to motivate the student. So you should have this kind of intrinsic motivation. You want to succeed, and the teacher in turn will play a role. He will help you. He will make you encourage. He will push you, advise you. So by that way, you will reach what you aspire. So now let's take a look at the verbal methods used by the teacher to motivate the student. Verbal means, oral, or something you say to another person. Non-verbal, it is not oral, maybe an action or something. So as for the verbal methods, the teacher can praise the student, push him towards success by talking to him and advising him to move forward. Besides, the student has to exert his utmost effort and obey all the teacher's instructions. By doing this, the student will feel enthusiastic enough and he will start planning his way towards success. So if you want to reach what you aspire, first of all, you should obey your teacher. You should listen to him, listen to his advice and instructions. And in turn, this teacher must praise you, say good words to you if you do something great. He will push you. He will make you feel eager to continue and be successful. So as for the non-verbal methods used by the teacher to motivate the students, the teacher has to provide a room for creativity inside the classroom, engage every student, and give him the space to express his potentials, and give him a reward for the good students. By doing this, the student will enjoy studying and he will be interested in his classes. So if you have this kind of motivation, you're eager to learn, you find the class interesting for you, not a boring one, definitely you will enjoy your classes and you will exert your effort to reach what you aspire. Finally, you will get good grades. Yes, now it's time for a video. It's time for a video. Shall I?
Let's see. Please play it and see if we can hear it properly.
I will put it in the chat again for the link.
Please, if you can, comfortable with it.
Okay. Yes, I will put, yes. A moment, please. Yes, I put it on.
Yes, thank you.
The chat box.
Unable to hear properly, so we can see the screen of Ms. Heba and hear from the link. The attendees can click on the link in the chat box to hear the video, please. You can go back to your presentation, Ms. Heba, and play the video so we can hear from the link. Thank you.
So I will play it from the presentation itself?
Yes, please. So we can listen from there, from the link you have provided. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, this is the end of the video. It is related to motivation and having this kind of enthusiasm inside you. So if you're motivated, if you're enthusiastic, if you have a passion for something, definitely you will reach your goal. Yes, so now let's move to the impact of motivation on learning. There is no doubt that motivation is a key element that makes learning a successful process. Without motivation, the student feels bored and perhaps he may fail and won't desire to continue his learning journey. For that, the teacher should pave the way for an interesting and creative class by involving each and every student and facilitating the learning process as much as he can. If the student reaches the point of motivation internally and externally, he will probably do his best and become eager to learn. Moreover, he will find every means that makes him succeed and reach what he aims for. Therefore, always be motivated. Now we come to the time for questions and answers.
Thank you, Ms. Heba. The
It's my
attendees can,
pleasure, yes.
thank you. Attendees can open their mic and ask questions directly to Ms. Heba at this point. Or you can use the chat box to type your questions and I will read it out.
I'm out of the presentation now. Can I look at the chat box?
Yes, please. You can read it out yourself.
Yes.
Do we have any questions at this point?
No questions at all?
I think you explained it very well, so they were pretty clear about it.
No. Any question, anything? I need to hear you. Anyone to participate?
Yes, share your thoughts about motivation, any experience as a teacher.
Anything, yes. All of them are teachers?
Yes, so yes.
Yes, anyone to talk?
You can open your mic at this stage and communicate directly.
I'm waiting for you.
How can we motivate passive learners in the classroom?
Yes, passive learners. First of all, if you have a passive learner, the student has no motivation inside him. He is not willing to learn at all. So I think that having this kind of extrinsic motivation, so I will motivate him by making him study or learn something and get a reward. Okay, so in this case, the extrinsic motivation will do better for him because he doesn't have this kind of intrinsic motivation. So I will let him study and then put something like a reward or like a gift for him. So if you do so, you will get this. If you do this, you will get this, like a reward or a gift. So it will be as a kind of encouragement for him.
Great, thank you. We have a French teacher from Morocco. Would you like to share your experience about motivation with the students in your classroom? Toria, if that's your name, I'm pronouncing correctly, you can open your mouth and share your thoughts, please.
She will speak French or English.
Toria, would you like to share your thoughts?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I mentioned, I'm a French teacher, so you will excuse my English. I just can't manage myself. That's why I keep quiet.
It's okay. Can you share your thoughts about motivation in your classroom?
Yeah, I was about to write about my experience. As far as I'm concerned, I think that I use both types of motivations, and sometimes it seems to me that I use a third kind of motivation.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on situations. It depends on the students themselves. Sometimes I can use more I know my students, and more I observe them, how they behave on class. So I choose the correct form of motivation to use with them, but sometimes I have to play with the two types, and to how to say that, implicate to impliquer. Je sais pas,
Yes.
I have no writings, but in French it's more it's easier for me.
Yes, great. We got your message through. So you using both type of motivations in your classroom, but you sometimes it varies depending on your students. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And I want to say that there is no standard way of motivating students or even my children. I use always the same strategies with them. So it depends. It depends maybe sometimes of my mood. It's only what I try also to know what they need exactly. And as I said, it depends on situations. It's not a standard way of motivating. I
of
hope
course.
I will.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback.
Thanks for you.
Anybody else would like to share their thoughts with Ms. Hiba? We have lots of experienced teachers here. Yes, somebody saying that's subjective too. Mr. Abdul Razak saying that's subjective too. Would you like to open your mic, Mr. Abdul Razak, and expand on this? Okay, Mr. Bhatt, this question is for you. How can we motivate the students to learn if the faculty handling the subject in line with her or his speculations? Interesting.
This is how can we motivate the students to learn if the faculty handling the subject in line with what her or he, what's her
speculation? Him or her. It can be any gender of teacher.
You mean the faculty? This is college. You mean we can motivate students at college, or I cannot get the question in the right way. Can you interpret it or put it in another way, because I can't get your question.
Calloway, can you open your mic and speak out?
Because the question is not clear for me. Yes.
I think, would you like to open your mouth and say it yourself? Halloween, if I'm announcing your word correctly. No, I think not. All right. If there are no further questions, we will end the session here. Thank you so much for attending our webinar today, and thank you, Ms. Hiba, for taking.
It was my pleasure yes, it was my pleasure attending this webinar.
Thank you so much. We look forward to see you in our future webinars.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, and bye for now.